Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Nurul Huzaifa binti Gimsun. My metric number 261476. In this video, I will talk about gender discrimination. Before we go to the further, I will talk a little bit about gender discrimination. Discrimination has become a crisis in the employment sector in Malaysia. Through research results, some proposals were introduced to reduce and eliminate the problem of discrimination in Malaysia employment sector to achieve equality between men and women in the workplace. Discrimination in employment in Malaysia is arguably not a new issue in a company or industry organization. The problem of discrimination is often seen as a result of attitude of employers who practice bias and favoritism. Workplace discrimination vary by discipline, generally characterized as unfair term or condition or negative treatment based on personal characteristic or membership in particular social group such as race, sex, or age. There are several types of discrimination in the world. Among them, first, age discrimination, where individual is given unfair service because he belongs to certain age range and causes them to receive unfair service due to the age factor. Furthermore, healthly discrimination, whereby an individual is given improper service because they suffer from illness or have any particular disability and cause the employer to fear they will often not to go work. Thirdly, religion discrimination, in which an individual is treated unfair because they are judged by their religion, and racial discrimination, which causes an individual to be given improper service or in not given equal treatment due to racial differences. As for gender discrimination, where individual is treated unfairly because they have value through gender. This discrimination is often faced by women because they are considered physically unhealthy and can only do light work. In this issue of discrimination that is often discussed, for example, in this issue of dress code in the hotel industry, many report that there are almost 20 hotels rated 5 to 6 star in the Malaysia capital who are known to practice dress code discrimination against female employee on duty. In addition, issues of discrimination such as race and religion according to the gender, racial discrimination, and so on. This issue is rated as discrimination against women. Discrimination against women is formed based on gender discrimination. Any priorities, interests, or dilettancies made based on gender or the gender of the employer are considered gender discrimination. If a company does not provide equal opportunity to employer, then so be it committing gender discrimination. This is unfair and unequal treatment in one employer opportunity, individual based on gender. Job opportunities include promotion, salary increase, and other benefits. Most women are subject to the gender discrimination, but men can victim. Transgender is also a target of gender discrimination in the workplace. Women are considered weak because there is a negative perception of this gender that women are unable to be a leader as well as men. This causes women not to be a promoted opportunity, especially when they work in the technical fields. According to the study of the press article on the date October 27, Kuala Lumpur, is a study has found that women continue to do so facing gender discrimination in the workplace. A survey conducted by the Women AIDS organization WAO in collaboration with VEX, a leading digital consumer research company in Malaysia, found that 56% of women surveyed in Malaysia women voices on discrimination and harassment in the workplace has some form of discrimination gender at the work. WAO say 47% of those facing discrimination say they are asked about their marital status or their plans to start a family and compromise promotion even though they are better candidates. Other forms of discrimination include receiving comment or question about the ability to perform certain tasks and being asked to do more work than men with a similar job description. A total of 1,010 respondents aged between 24 and 55 years were taken a quota sample according to the census statistic on race and religion according to gender. WAO said respondents were required to be active in their work workforce over the last 5 years to participate in the survey. 22% of respondents said that they experienced racial or religion discrimination during the recruitment process and while they were working. For 20% of women with disability are still told by their interviewers or recruiters that they should consider freelancing instead because their disability is a problem. Meanwhile, 62% of women surveyed said that have experienced some types of sexual harassment at work, while 71% of respondents felt that sexual harassment at the work was a problem that needed to be investigated. For this discussion, women who face gender discrimination in the workplace should be avoided. In this case, employers need to be confident and empathize a lot of trust and confidence in a woman's ability to work. Employers need to create a policy that's not discriminate against gender. The policy must be in accordance with the nature of job and not discriminatory. It should be justified. Conducted by the Women Aid organization WAO in collaboration with VEST, a leading digital consumer research company in Malaysia, the results show that the study also found that women continue to face gender discrimination in the workplace. The main reason for all this problem is discrimination against women. Discrimination in the workplace will not go away in its own. Elimination of discrimination requires deliberate focus on consistent approach and policy by all the parties concerned over a long period of time. Where to accept the advantages and ability of women workers regardless of gender, religion, background, age, and race. Employers should consider this factor of discrimination in employment-related matters. This is why Parliament should recommend that the Committee of Ministry entrust competent intergovernmental commitment to set up a project to combat discrimination against women in the workplace. The Ministerial Committee should also lead an awareness campaign to eradicate gender stereotypes and prejudice related to the economic cost of hiring and hiring women as well, the roles and ability, commitment, and leadership style of women in the workplace. However, obstacles often faced by such as employer explanation of the criteria that are not clear or even the employer himself is biased in the selection process due to the gender. This will indirectly create a clear and significant gap of discrimination in the event of involving male and female gender depressions as a key condition in the assessment. For the conclusion, it can be seen that the issue of discrimination against women has become an increasingly serious problem and crisis in the workforce, whether in the public sector or private sector. Not only that, discrimination against women also occur all types of jobs, whether they are skilled or not. Through this video, we conclude that discriminatory women include various forms of discrimination that have negative impact on women. In these cases, all parties in the employment sector involving government and non-governmental organizations must work together and find solutions to such issues. In relation to the research conducted, it was confirmed that there is a form of discrimination against women workers in the various employment sectors. The main cause of this discrimination is related to the employer own perception of female workers about the status and ability of women to work. The employment sector should continue to increase women's access to the labor market. Not only that, increasing women workers in the various sectors can help and provide child care facility and support for working mothers. There are various agencies and units formed to spearhead and the implementation of various policy and agenda to achieve the status of women in the social, economic, and political space. This ensures that women's voices are audible and gender equality will be audible, empowering women to achieve social, economic, and political development. That's all from me. Thank you.